watchman, forever vigilant, steady watching and listening, disciplined, militant, killing these dudes that started visiting. What's the latest word, yo, still we need to know. Tell us what you heard, yo, still we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in, we need to know. Your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One hell of a show, let's go.
It's the Superman Day.
Yes,
We are live.
Yes,
We are here. What's good? What's good? This is still Abdul here with us. A special stream today for the new Superman trailer live reaction. And I'm still Abdul, joined here by the resident Superman fanatic.
yes, sir.
Carlos RTP.
Take a little sip of my coffee here, you know. Hold on. Yeah, you know.
Got the
It's
mugs and
Superman Day.
everything.
It's Superman Day, baby. Let's go.
Hey,
I'm excited.
We was live for the teaser trailer this past December.
Yep.
It was a pretty good turnout. I think it was successful. Now we're not gonna get into all the marketing stuff after that, but it feels like they're turning back the corner, around where it needs to be.
Definitely. I really do wish that like the marketing started how it is now. Like you could see the ramp up and like it's like little, minor teases here and there. And according to Gunn, we haven't seen anything from this film yet, from that teaser. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna get, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of people are excited for this trailer, and like I said, I think they course corrected what they needed to. Now, people in the chat, first off, we are on the YouTube channel, on the main podcast channel, where I talk about all CBM. Film geek news, informative, objective, and dynamic analysis. And we're also on the Superman channel as well. So we're live over there. Much appreciated. My Twitter's tripping, so it's not letting me stream this on Twitter, but I'm going to throw up the reaction on Twitter after this. So also we're on Carlos' platform as well. Superman Wednesday, they say. Now, for those asking, the trailer drops top of the hour. So relax. No, but it's coming. But
let's still run the show, guys.
But definitely, we're gonna have it up here as soon as it drops. Right now, Warner Brothers is at that upfront event, right? That's the advertising event. Marvel was there yesterday. They threw out some stuff, and DC is there today. So while we're waiting on that, first thing I want to kind of throw up here. It's kind of a little joke going on. This is real, but it's a funny joke that they're going back from Max to HBO Max. And one thing I like about this though is that they've gotten ahead of this. I'm talking about Warner Brothers Discovery, HBO, and they know this looks ridiculous, and they're laughing with us at them. With that, what do you think of Max going back to HBO Max?
It's like what's a word I'm looking for? Why did it happen in the first place? I guess like what was the big difference? I mean, I guess the logo was a little bit cooler, but all these shows are pretty much based off of HBO. When you go on the HBO channel, you're gonna see all these shows, whether it's Penguin, whether it's The Last of Us. So it's like it's an HBO streaming platform. Why did we veer off from that? And for a lot of us, it's a lot of close ties, HBO Max to when ZSJL came out. So it's like, why change it? Why try to off-brand that? Why not just keep it the forefront? Because when you say HBO Max, ZSJL is the first thing you think of, in my opinion. So
yeah, no, that was a big part of that launch, original launch of HBO Max was, hey, we want to see the Snyder Cut, and it's obviously done well over there, and they're looking for DC to do even more going forward. As Music City says, we are so back. HBO Max. Oh man. It's crazy. But hey, I think it's smart to listen to your audience and realize that was a silly move to remove it to begin with. But hey, back on track. Hopefully, like the marketing of this Superman film. Now, So we shall see. We shall see.
It's kind of crazy though, because didn't they just recently change the logo of the app? So now they got to change it back, or you think they're gonna keep it on as Max?
So this summer it'll be the full brand change. So it will say HBO Max again. Yeah,
That's crazy.
It is what it is right now. But enough of that. Like I said, I do like when a company, at times they don't listen to customers, and for them to switch it back and again be a part of the joke. It's like, okay, that's good on them. It's actually good on them with that. So definitely good stuff. But right now it's Superman Day. We are about 20 minutes away from the new trailer that is going to have every single person talking, for better or worse, with this film. Before we kind of get more into this, like just the reactions that we're seeing. I encourage all opinions. I definitely encourage all opinions, but I think it's clear. Everyone's eyes is on this, Carlos, the Superman trailer.
Yeah. I think you said it best. I mean, you've been saying it since this whole launch of this whole new DC, that this is probably the most either praised or scrutinized movie I've seen in a very, very long time. And a lot of pressure on one person in James Gunn. And it's pretty crazy. And I feel like if things go well, right, numbers go out and all that stuff, this will hold James Gunn's career. Like James Gunn's career, I believe, is on the line right now, in general, with this film. And if it does well, it'll hold him up for a very, very long time. And I could just see Warner Brothers just, here you go. What's the check? What do you want? And just writing it off to him. So,
No, it's immense pressure. So, I've said my predictions and stuff like that as far as how the film should perform and things like that. And I have my expectations, but now I'm really just going to kind of go out on a limb right now for the live audience here.
Okay. Strap in, chat.
This film, now again, I could say what I think's going to happen, but what this film needs to do, it actually has to do really well. Like it can't be where it limps across the finish line here. Like there's immense pressure. There's been talks of, hey, it needs, if it makes 550 to 600, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I'm being told that's not enough now. That's what I'm being told. Like this film, you probably got to get over Man of Steel numbers, to be quite honest.
So like 800, 8 million?
Over 700. This film needs to get. Now, what will it do? We'll see. Right? We're all gonna find out.
It's a possibility. I feel like today is gonna initiate, more strongly on the because, like I said, Gunn said we haven't seen anything, and this is the first official trailer. So we're gonna see a lot of maybe a little plot details. We're gonna see a lot today. Hopefully. We've been bamboozled before.
I'm definitely expecting a story trailer. So James Gunn's going to give you a few beats of what this film is. And there's no way they could twist this into a success. Either it's going to succeed and make those numbers or not. And like I said, we're going to find out. We are going to find out. The marketing has gotten better, so that's a good start for it right now. Now, before we someone says with inflation, but let's let me address this real quick.
I was waiting for that too.
No, only because the inflation talk, and I get it. Like I said, I get it. I mean, Man of Steel was the greatest Superman film ever. It was the most successful. It made the numbers, and at that time, Warner Bros. DC, they jumped the gun. I felt and tried to make the whole world and things like that. But the reason why I laugh at when people say inflation is that it's such a one-sided comment, because if you're inflating how much Man of Steel made at the box office, which it did great,
Yeah.
If we're going to say, okay, with inflation it was 900 million, well, how much did they spend on Man of Steel? If a primitive guy, if you want to say in the chat, you're the numbers guy today, how much do you think they spent? And it's not to even make funny, but it's just, I'm just glad he asked this live, because I answer this a lot in my comments. But or anyone in the chat, how much you think they spent on Man of Steel? Since we're gonna go the inflation route today, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see if he chimes in with that. But no, just while I wait for a response there, Man of Steel is people should address. I tweeted about this. Address Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, and what Zack Snyder did. Address that as, yes, that was the most
we have an answer. 100 to 50 million. That's what he said.
100 to 150. Well, actually, that's actually not a bad number to kind of guess right there. They really spent probably, as far as flat number, I think over 200 million. But Zack Snyder put in product placements to lower the costs they put out for the film. You know what I'm saying? So Zack did a master class with that. That's why you saw. That's why you saw the IHOPs and things like that in the film. So I mean, they end up only out of pocket like 100 million. Now, if we're going to inflate how much they made from the film, just apples to apples, you got to inflate how much did they spend on the film. You see, that's how inflation. People take one way with inflation and say, well, it needs to make 900 million. Well, yeah, but you're not saying you're not inflating. Oh, they spent 300 million now on the film. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's kind of hard to compare a film today to something now 13, 12 or 12 years ago, Man of Steel, and say, well, it needs to make dollar to dollar the same, because you're not putting in the same, you're not inflating how much they spent on the film as well too. Is my point. With that. So so that means they would need to spend 309 million. If I'm going to take that number, I don't trust Shin at all. I'm just playing. But so it's just the inflation talk. You're not comparing apples to apples at this point. You're just
primitive 255 with inflation.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of people are just throwing numbers now, but the point is,
he got a number. You got a number.
You can't inflate the total that is brought in and then not inflate how much you spent on the film. That's my point with the inflation talk. So at the end of the day, this film, it needs to make over 700 million. Do you know why they changed their minds to the film needing 700 million to be a success? Because Zaz was putting too much pressure on this film. That's really the reason. Zaslav is really pumping to the money people, to the advertisers, that this is a pillar. His words. This film is a pillar, and I'm being told 550, 600 isn't enough anymore.
I believe there was a tweet put out that it showed Superman, Batman, I guess Wonder Woman, and Supergirl that are like the pillars of like DC moving forward or something like that. Like these are like top notch.
So I mean, with much pressure, that means more is expected of this. So we'll definitely see how that comes about. We're waiting on the top of the hour for the trailer. Oh, did somebody say the trailer? Hold on, I'm seeing it's on YouTube. Let's see here.
Oh, so they dropped it early. Hold on.
All right, we're about to jump right in over on DC YouTube.
Gunn, you slide W.
He slid that in on us. Let's see. Let's throw this up here. Here we go. No more talk.
All right. Strap in.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might. It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
Oh.
Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will cause
anybody
more
except for me
problems around
and doing good.
This is a story trailer.
I
Full
would
perspective.
put myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Whoa.
Oh, engineer.
Okay, Crypto.
Oh,
Choices.
Crypto got a link.
Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Okay, T-Spheres.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it.
Oh,
You saw the kryptonite in the back?
The focal point of the entire world's conversation.
Oh, with the wings. Hold on.
Except that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Metamorpho. A lot of shots of him. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
okay.
Dog.
Huh. Interesting choices
So,
in this trailer.
oh, man, there's so much I want to unpack right now.
Hold the thought. We're gonna run it back. We're gonna
All
run
right,
it back.
let's do it.
I'm gonna have the sound down a little bit so we can commentate a little bit over it too. But interesting in right
Are
here.
you
This is
being
a story
serious right
trailer
now?
like we expected, right? They're showing you the beats.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
This
Ready?
right here is
Let's
interesting.
do it, Cronkite.
This plot right here that they're going
Superman.
with. It reminds me of something.
Miss Lane.
A lot of people might get upset that I'm going to bring it
Recently,
up.
you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's a
might.
lot of
It's
fire,
a
This
lot.
is the most corn sweat they've put out there.
Yes.
All right.
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will cause
anybody
more
except for me
problems around the world.
and doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
I like the engineer stuff.
Yes.
Your choices. Your actions. That's what makes you who
I
you
love
are.
the Paul Kent and Ma Kent. It reminds me of Superman the Animated Series. I really do like that.
Superman.
I know a little bit.
He's not a man. He's an it.
There's Metamorpho behind him.
Yeah.
Somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation.
the Justice Gang.
Will not.
I like the engineer stuff. This is our first real look.
Yeah.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Kaiju. As corny and funny, I think Guy Gardner's gonna be. I think he's still gonna be pretty badass in this film. I really do think so.
Huh.
You have a dog?
Okay, so for some reason I like the pop of the teaser trailer overall better,
Yeah.
but this story trailer, and we're gonna pick through it here without the sound, but I got some observations here. Let's just first off, just before we kind of break it down here, this is the most corn sweat. That's the first thing I saw, like a lot of corn sweat, and I think either people are going to accept him or not.
Yep.
Because he, you know, he has a certain tone and style and kind of more emotional than I was expecting too in this trailer. So it's like that's either going to land with people or it's not. So with that aside, I was going to this trailer saying I want to see some action, and we definitely got that with the engineer. Even got Crypto getting a jump kick in there, and you're seeing you're really seeing this version of this Superman, and again the James Gunn style. Not really a lot of jokes in this either. You know what I'm saying? So just overall, I like when I saw the teaser trailer the first time in December, I was like, this is interesting. Yeah. This here, knowing more about the story, I'm like, okay, I'm still in with the action. Now it's like, okay, Corn Sweat, he's definitely doing a different Superman here. And I think that's intriguing enough for me. And like I said, bonus points for engineers showing some CGI with that. So I like the trailer. I do like the trailer. Carlos, what you feeling? Then we'll pick through it.
I mean, no, yeah, I did like the trailer. I think what we're getting from Corn Sweat on this is a Superman that's he's still trying to learn how to be the Superman we know. You know, like he's not the made guy like that everybody looks up to, but he is on the verge of becoming that. So a lot of his emotions does come out because like he's still trying to balance, you know, being Superman, being Clark. He has been for a little bit. He has been Superman, you know, as we know. And I do find it interesting that Lois already knows before she has the interview and all this stuff with him on this subject and stuff. You know, we don't have to go through that whole, you know, Lois needs to find out who Superman is. That's already said and done. So like right now it's solely focused on Superman trying to figure out or Clark trying to figure out how to be that beacon of hope, that Superman, you know. And it may be leading to, you don't need to, you know, how the Justice League is formed, where, you know, we'll get into it more when we break this down, but the whole JLU side of things, where you don't need to be a part of a certain government. These superheroes are going to move on or move away from that and just save the world. It's not about who you stand with, it's who you stand for, type of thing. So that's kind of what I'm getting so far. And then right here in the beginning, and like I said, a lot of people may not like what I'm about to say, but this same conversation was had in BVS when Clark goes out to save Lois, you know, obviously out of the U.S. And that's what the whole court case in BVS is. You know, should Superman be going all around the world saving people and not representing the USA? So I can see that same kind of, you know, double dipping happening, but Gunn's doing it his own way, in a sense. I don't know how that's going to land with a lot of people. I think that's a pivotal Superman story that even in the comic books, no matter what issue you read, that's pretty much what Superman has to deal with, where there's certain places he can't go because it's not affiliated with the U.S. He stands for the U.S., but it's that inner battle with him. Even in Young Justice, you know, you had that main plot point in there. So I think that's something to keep in mind. So
interesting. My first observation, like you said, the Clois fans out there, I'm wondering what they think, because I'm just gonna throw this out here. There was a lot being made about when all we can do is compare it, to what happened before. Henry Cavill, Amy Adams. A lot was said about their chemistry, or some said lack thereof. I'm wondering the chemistry here, because we kind of just dropped into this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I mean, it has to come across in the film, or it won't, right?
Mm-hmm.
This exchange here, there was a lot was said about this whole interview thing, that she was going to, interview, and supposed to be a 10-minute conversation or something. I don't think it's going to be in the film 10 minutes, but this is it. I'm walking away from this like I'm intrigued by Corn Sweat. I'm like, okay, he's gonna, again, I'm getting a very different vibe from this dude.
Have you seen Superman Unbound, the animated movie?
Yeah.
So him and Lois are at odds in that film till pretty much the end, when he, gets on one knee and proposes to her. And I kind of feel like this is kind of that chemistry that we're getting between Lois and Clark. Like, obviously they're together, they love each other, but since they're in the reporter's room, since they do view the world differently, you have Lois, the military brat, you have, Clark, the farm boy, I feel like they're at odds a lot of times because of how they view the world. And they were kind of like that in Superman Unbound. So I see that happening here, just, with a little twist, obviously, to it. So
yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I kind of need to see more of them interacting, because Lois is being Lois, so she's really pushing him on this topic. And like I said, just that emotion. Have we seen an emotional Superman like this before? I'm trying to, in live action.
No,
really haven't. Yeah,
because I feel like I said, so the approach I think that Gunn's taking is kind of what Matt Reeves took with Patterson. I just think that it just works a lot better in this situation than how it worked with Patterson, because with here we're getting more of him trying to fight with being the guy that we know, which is Henry Cavill. As he's one of my favorite Supermans. As you see, he's right behind me. But I feel like when he made that transition, he was, I want to say, a lot older when he made that transition into Superman. So he knew who he was at that point. So when he became Superman, it was like, this is my time to become Superman. Whereas here, he's just saved a couple people. Now he wears the suit, and he's trying to learn how to be that guy that Henry Cavill initially was. If that makes any sense, to kind of simple it down for the chat. But I still feel like Corn Sweat is battling with what kind of hero he wants to be in this film.
Right. That's a good comparison, as far as Patterson, still early in his career as Batman, and he's kind of a little too emotional for me, Patterson. Patterson over there, but this was just an interesting point where Gunn kind of just drops us in. And Corn Sweat, that emotion, that's the main thing. I was like, whoa, like, we're okay. This is some passion here. We got the Rick Flag Sr. shot right here. We saw that connectivity with the Peacemaker season 2, Creature Commandos. Well, I guess what do you think real quick? The connectivity, just instantly, Gunn is connecting everything.
I love it, and it's crazy because I was actually thinking about this last night before getting on here, because I kind of wanted to. There's really only been, in the whole DC span of movies for these past bunch of years. There's been a lot of years. There's really only been about 4 movies that's really connected with a universe or with other heroes. One of them you may laugh because of the whole Clooney Gate thing, but Batman and Robin. He does mention Superman in the first 5 minutes in the film. So that's one kind of connectivity to DC. Then you had, obviously, BVS leading up into ZSJL, and then it just, from there it kind of broke out, but it was never to this point to where all these heroes are, even though it's little tidbits, they're all connected to this one film, which is Superman, because he's the one. Superman is the hero to me that everyone in the DC universe either strives to be like or is inspired to be a hero because of who he is and what he stands for. So for Gunn making this film with all these heroes around him and kind of uplifting Superman, it makes a lot of sense when you look at the old school comics. When you even look at, you talked about, you've been saying this for years now, how Gunn is trying to go for the whole JLU thing side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do see that, because I don't know if you remember season 1, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably do the watch along for this episode. But when the government finds out that the Watchtower is up in the air, and Amanda Waller's working with Lex betrays her. They send those clones that they made to take down the Watchtower and break it down, and pretty much turning the world against the superheroes. The fight goes through. They get all through it, and then the original seven of the Justice League gets on the podium, tells all the heroes Justice League is over. We can't keep doing this. Green Arrow stands out and says, "You guys, you started this. The world needs us. The world needs the Justice League. If you guys want to step aside because of your work, thank you for your service, but step aside." But Superman, with the world needs you, and the Justice League would not be the Justice League without you. And that to me is such a big, important quote, because again, it just proves that how all these heroes, and I know I butchered the quote a little bit, but a lot of these heroes look up to Superman and want to essentially be. I mean, Kara in that show changes her suit to look more like her cousin. So I feel like if all goes right, I feel like that's what Gunn is trying to push towards, is uplifting Superman and making him that beacon of this DCU, which essentially is how it should be. He's the original superhero, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So interesting. That's what was just jumping out to me. Just this Cornsweat. This is a different type of Superman that we're getting off the jump. That was the first thing that kind of caught my attention. Pretty good shots here. I think people, there's a lot of talk about the cinematographer and the different angles. I think we got to see a lot of these shots in context. If people are saying, hey, I don't like how this, fisheye lens and things like that, then we got to see it in context. And then I think this stuff will kind of flow. I don't think these are bad shots.
Not at all.
Right here with him, with the fire there. That's not a bad shot. That's not a bad shot right there. So again, we get more into the story, of it, and I'm like, okay, you're getting an intriguing.
I will say that is a clean shot of the suit that we've gotten.
This is the
whole
best
marketing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the best shot of the full suit. And as I kind of suspected, I'm sure the post will get rid of some of the wrinkles that I thought I was seeing, behind the scenes. So I'm sure they was gonna smooth it out.
That's tight as we seen that too.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not seeing CW. I don't even know what that means anymore.
Can we touch on that for a little bit?
Yeah.
Because all these people that are saying it's a CW is the same people that love Superman and Lois. And if you're sitting here telling me that Superman and Lois was a cheap, production show, then come on, man, go kick rocks at this point. Because Superman and Lois is one of the top tier shows of Superman that has come out in the past years when it comes to the show. And
what I'm saying, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
No, just my thing. This ain't a CW shot right here, guys. I don't know what I'm not getting that at all. And like I said, this the full look of the suit overall. I don't know. I'm really, but like I said, I think a lot of the shots will have to be in context overall. So yeah, I can't agree with that one. with that. But as far as with the suit, just your final, because people are going to keep talking about the suit. I know. I was fine with the suit once we got to the teaser trailer. Now you get the full look. You're saying it looks pretty good right now. This is pretty much, I guess, a finished shot at this point.
Yeah. And that little snippet when they show the back of him walking, I didn't realize that obviously the cape, with the yellow emblem on the back, that's straight Reeves right there. Like I as a Superman fan, that's dope to see. We haven't seen that in a while. I think it's like a couple seconds back, but you see that emblem on the cape, and like as a Superman fan, like that I love that. I love that. So
yeah, and like I said, just going off in the first trailer too. I mean, this is like a theatrical film. I really.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I can't really vibe with the CW talk. That's really. It just I don't know. That's not a lot of. I need a little bit more narrative as far as when you saying this is CW, because then a lot of films will be CW. To be quite honest, this is pretty good. Like I said, shot. You got the Ultraman thing there. I think they were seeing. I think everything in this trailer. I don't think everything is gonna like the shots we're seeing. I don't think it's all gonna line up exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's some misdirection. You know what I'm saying, in this trailer. And then this is the part where, like I said, when he gets emotional, I'm like, either this is going to land or not with people. Yeah. Like if you look at Corn Sweat and you're like, I just want to punch this guy in his face and he's cross-eyed, you're not going to like, nothing's going to convince you. You know what I'm saying? I always thought he was a good actor, and I was wondering how far they're going to let him go with this. So like I said, that just jumps out to me, y'all. That it really does. With that. Now, let's catch up in the chat real quick, and then so we kind of touched on the whole again the Clark of it. Yeah, she's very Lois. She's being very Lois. So
yeah,
that's good.
I do like that she doesn't stand down. She doesn't sugarcoat stuff, which is what Lois is. Like, even if it is towards Superman, doesn't matter how much she loves him, she's gonna always push that button. And you see that Superman doesn't know still how to control that emotions, which is something that for all we know, and one thing, me, Superman lover, I love Smallville. And one of the big things of Smallville was him going to the fortress and Jor-El teaching him the lessons of being the Superman that we all know and love. Maybe he's still kind of going through that training of becoming that hero while he's still saving people around the world. Maybe he's trying to learn how to control his emotions, and he's still growing into that. So that could be something to you maybe keep an eye out for,
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And we got the shot, Ultraman manhandling them. Yeah. Overall, again, like I said, I get okay. So Dave was talking about the suits look cheap. I mean, let me go back here, because I'm
not seeing that.
I'm really not seeing it. Like, I really.
Is it a different take on a Superman suit? Yeah, it would be that one right there. Is it a different take on a Superman suit? Yeah, 100%. Is it gonna, like you're saying, is it gonna land with people? Is it not? I think as a Superman fan, I don't see any issues with this suit. I mean, if you guys don't like the underwears, then you never really liked Superman. I mean, I understand. We had the great Superman with Henry Cavill, with him without the underwears. He didn't need it. But then again, this is something different, and I'm kind of glad that they went this way, because I don't want Gunn trying to copy what Zack did. I want him to do his own thing when it comes to Superman, because we have so many different iterations of Superman. Why would we keep on doing the same thing over and over again? I understand it worked. I understand Henry did it, but it worked with Henry. Doesn't mean it's going to work with Corn Sweat, how I see it.
And I want to really just kind of face value this. Like, this is a Superman suit. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I mean, if it's okay, the way, like you said, Cavill, his suit looked great. I think Brandon Routh on CW, I think his suit looked pretty good. And again, this is after post work. I know a lot of people are stuck on the behind the scenes and it looked wrinkled and all that stuff. This is the best shot of the suit I've seen. Like you said, Carlos. Yep. And it's a Superman suit. I don't know what else it's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know what else we're trying to get from that. But yeah, that's the best it's looked. So progressing through this again, you're getting a lot of the character of Superman. You got Lex hating. That's how my haters look at me online. Like
this is going to be interesting seeing how he portrays Lex, because like I'm getting a little bit of and people may not like this, but I'm getting the Gene Hackman a little bit, kind of snarky vibe, but I'm getting still that serious tone that Michael Rosenbaum did. It's like almost a mixture of all different Lexes into one, because let's face it, he's Superman's biggest hater, and that's how he should be, whether it's petty or not. That's how Lex
he's
is.
A hater. That's that hater look right there. Yeah. That's just he just looking at someone's downfall, just hating. What do you think? The choice of building this trailer behind this conversation? That's the emotional part I was talking about. Yeah. What everything Gunn is doing with this is, I'm always say it's a risk, but this was a creative choice. This was a choice to build this trailer around this conversation, and I just wonder if it's giving people enough beats, or I don't know. Would you is this telling you something about their relationship? Is it? It's very Clark-centric, because like Lois is kind of just there Loising, and this is really all about Clark, or Kal-El, or whatever.
This is showing me we're at the part of their Lois and Clark relationship of it's past the, I guess you want to call it the honeymoon phase. It's not about just, oh, you're beautiful, I think you're a great person, we need to be together. Now it's more like, okay, this is my view of things, and Lois is like, I'm going to challenge you on your views because that's just who I am. And I don't always see everything in your way, which I like that, because that is what makes Superman prove to Lois that this is why I am the way I am, within how things are working and stuff like that. So I can see this being a little bit of not a rift, but like at odds with each other. And then obviously at the end of the film, that shot that we see at the end where they come together, he's in the suit and she's holding him by his hand. I feel like that's going to be a moment where she's like, look, I understand why you do what you need to do. Go save the world. And I feel like it's going to bring them together to then do that, which as a Superman story, you can't have a Superman story without a situation with Lois, whether it's her, pushing him like how Amy Adams did with Henry Cavill, showing him that like, you are what we need in this world. Whereas here it's more like Superman is like, look, I'm going to prove to you why I am the way I am. That's what I'm getting off of this trailer so far. So I do like that. I do like that. So
I think this is going to be the most selfish Superman ever. He's saying me. he looks very selfish in this shot as Superman. But no, I said this was a story choice that Gunn is doing, and I think it's really going to showcase David Cornsweet. And like I said, it's either going to land with people or it's not. This is, you want a snapshot of who he's going to be in this film. This trailer does it for you. And like I said, it's probably the most emotion we've seen Superman overall. So
can we look at that last comment right there?
What comment? Go ahead. Okay.
Can I click on it?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So this the man, they criticized Cavill for not wanting to be a government dog. So essentially that's what I see here is happening. That's what I was making that connection with BVS, where they were criticizing Cavill for not being, that beacon for the government. Whereas as we're kind of seeing that that's the same thing that's going on here. They're upset with Cornsweet for not reaching out to the president or the Senate or whatever it is to go save, people in this other country. So like that's where I was making that connection. So it's like I don't get that. I don't get that comment. So.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, comparisons across, as far as Cavill and things like that. But just story as is, Cornsweet's bringing something different. I'm just going to. I think this really like halfway through the trailer it's a lot of Cornsweet, and I think that was a good choice. But like I said, that's what you're trying to sell
Yeah.
And will people go for that or not? So we could talk. This is not a bad shot right here.
Yeah,
We can talk for hours as far as Cavill did this and Corn Sweat's doing this, and I'm really not interested in that. But that's an interesting shot.
So we talked about the connectivity of things, right? So that shot that's coming up in a little bit with this guy right here that punches Superman in the face. Is that from Creature Commandos? The big dude that was in what's that other island called that they were at?
Well, okay, so he's fighting that because we had a shot of this. Let me just throw this up here. You talking about this guy, right?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's the Hammer of Baravia. So that's let me pull the trailer back up. What was your question about him?
Was he connected with one of the I guess if you want to call him villains in Creature Commandos? I don't remember. It's been a while since we saw Creature Commandos. No.
That's a new character for the film, and that's Ultraman under.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. They definitely have chemistry. And I guess my thing, I want to make sure I'm saying it how I'm trying to say it, is that with the Clark and Lois stuff, I feel like Clark is like overpowering Lois in this scene. I'm not saying this like in a weird way. I'm just saying it's focusing more on Clark, and then Lois is kind of just there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the chemistry, I'm not sure. I got to see the film, for the chemistry. But if you wanted to make Corn Sweat stand out, that's what this trailer is doing. It's like they're like, this is the full range of what you're getting. It says anger problems. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hammer of Baravia. Are you talking about the kaiju? And again, like, if you didn't like this film before this trailer, nothing's going to change your mind. Like, I like the kaiju.
Right.
I like the kaiju.
I think that's one of Sill's like selling point. Yeah, that's one of your selling points. Like the kaiju, right?
That teaser, that's what I said. That teaser trailer, like, that blew me away in December. And so this is filling in, getting the story and more Corn Sweat, which is needed. Says the dialogue's a bit hokey. Let's replay the dialogue back, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it was hokey, but let's let this run again.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman?
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might. It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the
wasn't
United States
representing anybody except for me and doing good.
You thought it was gonna be a softball interview.
Myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
That's an interesting choice. Like,
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
That's actually pretty interesting seeing that, because when she's saying that, like, you're representing all this point, and then they cut to that part of the movie where he's getting a can thrown at him. You can tell in that picture now it makes a lot more sense why he has that mean mug, because he's like holding down these emotions, and it looks like since he's able to be vulnerable with Lois, she literally just pokes the bear.
I wonder, will he have some outbursts? Because, like I said, that's the main thing. I'm like, this is an emotional dude.
Yeah.
And in battle, like, is he? You know what I mean? Is he going to go too far? Like, because it's like,
Yeah.
It's kind of setting that up, in my opinion.
And honestly, that's something that, many different versions of Superman has to deal with is his emotions, because he's not allowed to show them. So if Gunn is giving that to us, I think that's right on par with what Superman has to deal with every day.
That's interesting.
But it's cool because like I'm saying, like that one scene of the can being thrown, you can already tell like he is bottling up everything. Obviously, he probably goes back, talks to Paul Kent, and Paul Kent's like, look, you're not allowed to let that out. You need to like simmer down. And then he becomes vulnerable with Lois, and like you're saying, he's expecting this sweet ball interview, and she knows how to get under her interviewees, I guess. And
and that's obviously they're already in a relationship, so I think this is more of a Lois is like, yeah, he's Superman, but she doesn't agree with his point of view actually in this, So that's kind of like them kind of pseudo arguing in the interview, but the dialogue part, I didn't think that dialogue was bad. I know. So yeah, I don't agree with that.
I think if anything, that dialogue kind of set the tone of what we should expect moving forward for this film.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, you're dealing with a different dude here. Like that's the previous teaser trailer in different spots, I didn't think was selling Corn Sweat, and like this here, full range. And it's kind of like, hey, like it, take it or leave it with that one. As far as with Corn Sweat, I'm looking forward to seeing a different acting Superman. I'll give him that.
Is his eyes always that green? In that shot, his eyes were really green. The one where they're
he flew away, or
when when he's on the ground and the guy helps him up, like his eyes are like.
That green or blue?
I can't tell.
Yellow and blue makes green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, this is different. That's why I'm kind of walking away from this. I'm like, this is a different dude. You know what I'm saying? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's blue. Yeah, it's blue.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Let's see if there's another shot here. I'm sure he's probably talking to Ultraman right there. I think he's gonna be a moment where he's gonna like let loose.
And I think it'll actually be this moment when he comes home and he sees everything like destroyed. I think Lex is gonna bring that out of him. I really do think so.
Shout out to DOW in the chat. Did it look like it sucked? I don't think it's a bad trailer. I think selling Corn Sweat, that's taking me back right now because I'm like, I'm trying to gauge the experience as far as what he's going to be. Yeah. The engineer stuff, some of the finished VFX, definitely good. Like I said, they're selling Corn Sweat or attempting to, and again, we're seeing engineer in action. Those all pluses for me right there.
I don't think we got to it yet, but Hot Girl's freaking wings. Holy crap.
More crypto.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool scene right here. Taking out the robot, so that emotional connection to the robots.
Yeah, I can already see if they hurt Crypto, there's gonna be a lot of sad people in the theaters. You're hearing that dog whimper because he's hurt and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that Gunn's gonna play up that emotional side to it where still off on Crypto, and get the audience invested. Yeah. It says Gunn makes goofy parodies. I'm not saying this is a parody, guys. Does Corn Sweat you think Corn Sweat overacted? Huh. Okay. Holt didn't even do nothing. There's not much Lex at all in this, which is interesting. Production sign, production,
which I'm okay with. Like
subpar. That's interesting. Okay.
I'm okay with not showing too much Lex because I want him to be the mastermind behind the scenes in this film, and then that big reveal to him being like, okay, this is why I'm doing everything I'm doing. We all know Lex hates Superman, so seeing him petty, smiling, and all that stuff, like we expect that already. I really don't want to be,
I like the really the one shot of Lex where you can tell he's like hating, he's like
Yeah,
looking evilly. I'm like that wasn't a bad shot, but that's kind of all we got from him on that. But like I said, I like more the engineer stuff. That's good to see. More kaiju action. That's great.
Yeah.
And then again, a lot of Superman. Now, what we really got right here?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, man. Like, what is that?
What's really right there? Because like it looks like it's flying away now, or I don't know.
Gunn did mention something about pocket dimensions. Could this be something from another dimension?
Connected to that?
Yeah, connected to that type of thing. Because Peacemaker is obviously after this, right? So we see that in Peacemaker, he does walk through a couple doors and he's like in another dimension. So, like, can this start that off? Can this be what it is, you know? Since it's kind of ripping right off of this and going straight into Peacemaker. So,
right. Okay. Let's see. So we'll have to see what's up with that thing. We got a little flashback, I'm thinking that's a little Clark right there. You two don't let me skip like I want to. In fact, I think I'm gonna switch to the Twitter feed.
okay.
So I could scrub it a little better with that. But we finally see Ma Kent, right? So I'm gonna pull that up in just a second here. Let's see. Let's share this. All right, I think this will go a little better.
I don't see that, Hayward. I really don't see them telling him. I feel like that had nothing to do with how Cornsweet is acting. Had nothing to do with what Cavill did in the past. Like, I just think it's for the plot. I think it's for the story.
Cornsweet was instructed to act more because it was more subdued. No, I mean, I think Cornsweet, he's just a different actor. I think Cornsweet's strength is probably like a range of emotions. Let's see. I got a message coming in. Okay, so I can kind of scrub better with this one. So let me start this back. We'll still do it without sound, but let's see. With so Cornsweet. So again, this isn't fair to ask this now as far as with Cornsweet, but if you're ranking his Clark, because I mean it's clear. I mean, obvious. I wouldn't say it's Clark. This is, like how Cavill, he was like at home, with Amy Adams, and just how he was just comfortable being himself, or like he was with his mother.
This is Kal-El. Like, this is just him. Like, it's just him being himself. And then you have Clark when he's at the Daily Planet. Then you have Superman when he's Superman. He's trying to figure out how to be all three of those guys. So I think right now this is just him. Like I said, he's vulnerable at this point. So he's just allowing himself to open up to Lois and forgetting that he's in an interview. So he's letting all these emotions out. So
I say I'm thinking he's okay. Like, I'm actually I think he's okay with what he's doing. Let's see. Hold on. I'm telling him I'm streaming. All right. But so I they had to sell him, and I think they did it. I think they actually did an effective job with that.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm gonna see if it lets me jump. Go ahead.
Do you think we'll see him in the reporter side of Clark, more like investigating certain situations? Like, I kind of hope we do, because I mean, we got it a little bit with Cavill in BVS, but like I like the whole like aspect of the reporter side of things, like him getting down to it, trying to discover stuff, and like I think that would be cool to see in the Clark standpoint of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Cornsweet has theater background. I would say he's a great actor, and I think they should tap into just what he does different than other people. So that's no problem there. This is just an interesting choice. I know I keep going back to just. I didn't expect to see him just full blown. Just it's almost like Gunn was just go with it.
Yeah.
Because we're used to Superman a little more measured, a little more
composed.
Composed, yeah, is the better word with that. And obviously, this is his comfort zone. If you think of like in BVS, when Lois confronts Clark, saying, "Hey," they said, you did something bad over, in that country, and Cable Clark is like, hey, you could have been blown up or shot, but he was still like composed.
Yeah. He was like, I don't care what they're saying.
Right. And with this, it's like they're just like, just go, Corn Sweat,
It seems like, in a lot of iterations of Superman, there is a time where Superman does want to fit in, and it seems like, I know it's not something we want to see in a Superman, but it's still more of the point of like him dealing.
This look cracks me up, bro. It's just, I hate it.
Yeah. Like
straight up hating.
I can just see him bust out laughing too. He's all over Superman's all over the news being arrested and stuff, like I can see that happening.
I mean, I'm saying this is an emotional dude, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting, like I said, this full range of emotion. So that's what's going to be like if it lands or not. Well, like I said, the dialogue comment earlier, I can't agree with that. I don't think the dialogue's bad in this one. But as far as this trailer, this is Corn. This is like he's selling this to the world. Who he's going to be, Superman. Interesting choice.
Looks like we have somebody who's on the film.
Oh, he says he one of the soldiers. The 40-second mark in the trailer. It was tough, a fun couple of days. Cool. Okay.
That's dope, man.
I think we're past that point. So let me jump back. I'm gonna jump back to the 40. He says one of the soldiers. Let's see.
40-second mark.
Oh, one of them. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that's kind of hard to pick you out there, but that's awesome. Hey, that's awesome.
Man. That's really dope. If you have any screening tickets, let me know. I definitely want to check it out early.
Let's see here. I see how this is gonna go. He's gonna lose his temper, kill one of his villains. Then all the fans are gonna say that's real Superman. I think he's gonna lose control. It's gotta be a point where he loses control in battle or something. And again, when they say, "Oh, the people turned on him," I don't think it's for what they're seeing. I think it's gonna be it's a misdirection here. There's gonna be another event that happens, and I think he loses control. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I mean, for all we know, it could be one of the JSA that stops him. Maybe me. I'm thinking maybe Lois shows up because she's usually the one who, takes him out of that funk. But maybe it's one of the other heroes that are in there, telling him, hey, maybe it's Mr. Terrific. Like, yo, this isn't you. Like, something like that.
Goofy. This trailer, I'm gonna say it. This trailer wasn't goofy, but this is the problem: is that we got that sneak peek and we saw the tone that Gunn will do, to kind of break the levity on some scenes, and then you get this really emotional trailer. It's like, okay, how are these tones? How the tone's going to match up? That's still something that remains to be seen. But for me personally, this wasn't a goofy trailer at all. I said this is the most polished the film has looked. You got a lot of Corn Sweat, which they needed to do.
I think just from remembering the teaser and looking at this, I think those funny moments that Gunn is throwing in, I think that's going to set up the connection, and the emotion in these serious scenes, like very, very well. I mean, obviously, we still have to see it, but I think it'll come through where you're going to feel the impact of it because of those, especially like with Crypto. Like I said, like if that scene when he's fighting the engineer, if he ends up getting hurt with all that funny stuff he did in the beginning, like you're like, you're some of the general audience is going to feel a certain way, like, impacted with Crypto and stuff. So.
No, I'm not speechless. The first thing I said was I thought I was more impressed by the teaser trailer. That's my first. Yeah. But then looking into this full trailer, it had everything the teaser trailer left out though, which was again selling Corn Sweat, showing finished VFX shots, stuff like that. So I mean, it's a complete picture to me now. I mean, with the teaser trailer, it's setting up everything. The sneak peek showing that again, you're gonna have these Gunnisms, and then this emotional trailer. I'm like, okay, you put that all together, we'll see, when the film comes out. You know what I mean? But this was a very necessary trailer, for sure. Overall, let's catch it. What else the comments saying? I was kind of texting off and on, so I apologize. I probably missed some of y'all comments. Let's see. Clark being an extrovert isn't clicking with me. The way he's screaming that he's doing good. I don't know. So the emotion, that's what I'm saying. The emotional side is either going to land or not with people. I'm fine with it because I was expecting Corn Sweat to do that, but I didn't know Gunn was going to let him go in his bag there.
It kind of felt like Twister's character that Corn Sweat played,
Right. See, Gunn said it's going to be a balance. I don't understand people. Some people aren't sold already. No one's going to just be blindly sold, on a film. I've seen James Gunn's films before, and I know he can, I always say Guardians 3, where he balanced a lot of the serious and the joking moments. So, no one's new to seeing James Gunn's style of film. That sneak peek is what kind of took me, where I was like, okay, the crypto is like, okay, chill out on crypto just a little bit. Then I wouldn't have no problem with that trailer or that sneak peek. Let's see. Someone's saying here, trailer didn't impress me. Best trailer put out at this point, but still not great. I mean, it's some great moments. Let's kind of go further in this trailer because it's some standout moments. I mean, the first half again is setting up Corn Sweat, and then you get into the engineer stuff and the action, and I'm like, okay, that's what they need to do. Let's see. We should get the engineer shot after the title. Here. So with the engineer versus crypto.
Yeah.
That's not a bad shot there.
It's not. That's not at all. And it kind of
has
go
back to crypto here. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say it kind of like I'm. Are you expecting Brainiac anytime soon in this? I don't know.
I'll just say not in this film.
Okay.
I'll just say that. Okay. But yeah, with what's your thoughts on crypto? I'm seeing comments not in this chat, but online, people's like, "Oh, his CGI is terrible" and stuff like that. I'm like, crypto looks okay. I don't.
Yeah, I see a dog. That's what I see. I mean, obviously, some of the stuff he's doing, he has to be CGI. I mean, that's thing I checked. Dogs can't fly. But I like it. It fits in this world. I mean, we have a kaiju, for God's sakes. Like I don't.
Yeah, doesn't look bad. I don't see the problem with that.
He looks cute and cuddly. Like I don't know what else you want.
It's like
from
a dog.
Yeah, he looks like a dog.
So engineer wrecking those robots because, like I said, you got that emotional connection, and they're gonna put, and then she just gonna wreck shop in the fortress. So that's crazy. That's crazy right there. Let's see. Someone said I still don't like the suit. That's funny. What's the plot? I think that's what's still not clicking. Really? I mean, they kind of explain.
Yeah, like
that whole conversation with Clark and Lois. That's setting up the story. Where should Superman intervene? I mean, like people say, oh, just like BVS. That's an element that Gunn, he's literally doing that. Where should Superman intervene? Where should it be where the government determines? That's the story. Now, as far as the events and actions in the film, is Lex throwing stuff at Superman.
Yeah.
And probably setting them up, just like BVS. And that's what Lex Luthor does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what he continues to do. So that's kind of the plot. That's kind of the plot of it right there.
Yeah.
Jay Turner says looks mid. Like I said, I needed action shots. I got action shots. Yeah. So I'm not too worried about that. Supergirl suit looks way better. Okay.
Yeah.
Supergirl's gonna be great. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on any comments that kind of stood out. Costume and production design, except for the Fortress, is weak. You think so? I think engineer looks great.
Yeah.
I'm not an Ultraman and all that stuff. You got Lex. He really doesn't talk. That's funny. They put the crypto moment in there. That's interesting. Okay, now we can get to the back half of the trailer a little bit. Again, that thing. Who knows what that is?
I want to know what that is, man. That's crazy. Yeah.
So you got the Pa Kent moments there. More Mr. Terrific.
What a shot that is.
Good shot. Good shot. Let's see. Oh, how he now he's excited for Superman. I know he corrected himself. I'm joking with him. Yeah, he's excited now. You've been converted. This trailer converted you. We got you. We got you on tape, bro. No, Mr. Terrific looks good. I mean, I guess what is there anything in this trailer, Carlos, that you probably was like, I still kind of need to see something? Because basically, okay, I definitely had to see Cornsweat's version,
yes,
of his Superman. Now you got it, right? So now people can stew over that, or just determine what they think of that. You got action. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess not a lot of Lex, but I kind of know,
Yeah,
I know Nicholas Holt's going to do his thing.
I wasn't expecting much of Lex. Maybe, my one thing, and we kind of get it here, will be just a little bit of these guys, of the JSA guys, the Maxwell Lord guys, just because like it kind of looks like it's an element that's just kind of thrown in there.
Oh,
and because this is very, like.
It's like kryptonite on his face.
That green, right? That green. Yeah. Could this be?
He's gonna go through a lot in this film. Yeah.
Do we think that this is the first time kryptonite is, pretty much shown to Superman? Like he learns what kryptonite is, or do you think that's something that's been around already?
I think it's already been around. Yeah, I think in this film, we're just gonna kind of jump into a lot of the things established. Yeah. Let's see. Someone saying Lex looks awesome. No, Supergirl. Like I said, hey, I know I've been called a shield with the Supergirl stuff, but
facts.
Yeah, y'all gotta realize like that has everything going for it. Supergirl. It doesn't have the scrutiny y'all putting on this film. That's
right.
One win right there for Supergirl, that they don't got to deal with this type of scrutiny. Setting up a universe is my point.
Especially if she shows up at the end of this film.
Yeah, she's gonna be in it. Let's see. All right, let's go further with this. So we got a moment. Like I said, it's gonna be several moments. It's gonna be the beginning of the film. Superman's gonna be going through, getting whooped up, and then he's gonna be hit with the kryptonite, and he goes back to Smallville. This was the trailer showing us. So it's gonna be several battles. And Lois is there in Smallville. Okay, you see Metamorpho back there.
Yeah.
And who's there on the right?
So this is my thing.
Someone in a pink dress or something.
Yeah, it looks like they're also in containment as well, Metamorpho and whoever that pink lady is. And then there's somebody here to the left.
Guy in the dark, yeah.
Yeah, which there's a reason he's shadowed out. I believe,
of course,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely some some trailer shenanigans.
Yeah, right
there.
And then you see the kryptonite in the back, right?
Is that kryptonite?
It looks so? It's green on each. It kind of looks like it, unless it's Metamorpho's hand. They're walking him in.
Right.
He changed it to kryptonite because he can do that with his power.
Right. Yeah, I wonder who that chick is in the pink dress on the right. That's kind of. Let's see. So it feels like a TV movie. I'm not sure where y'all getting. What kind of TV movies are y'all watching? Like if you some of these shots in this trailer, I can't agree with that one. TV. I don't know what y'all must be having some of the best television movies.
I did see a comment earlier saying about that stop calling this a universe. So stop talking about making this a universe. This is the first movie isn't out. I mean, it's the universe started with Creature Commandos. So like I don't understand how this is not a universe. Like you already see the connectivity and everything. So
the connectivity's there. Yeah. I'm gonna give them that. This is intriguing. I'm about to probably break that down later. What's in this shot? Man, what a shot.
Yeah. So yeah, you see, it looks like Metamorpho is sitting there with his hand as the kryptonite while they're beating up on Superman.
Right. So they're gonna be using Metamorpho against him.
Yeah. Is that
what it looks like?
Grant? That ain't Cat Grant, is it?
No, she's a blonde. Is this a blonde?
Yeah.
But her hair's not like that, and she wears glasses in the film.
Okay.
Interesting. Again, all the action is here. And like I said, I don't know what type of TV movies y'all been growing up watching, man. But this.
Right. Hold on. That screen. I didn't even realize Mr. Terrific is floating on that thing right there. That is sick.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get a better shot of the sun goes back.
Yeah, okay. Look at her. Oh, look at her. Her helmet is actually classic Hot Girl helmet, with the different colors on the stripes and the lines. That's dope. I like that.
Interesting. They got the Mr. Terrific with the T-spheres flying. So that's cool. That was some behind the scenes shots with that. The Justice Gang.
Yeah.
See, Hayward said, "Oh, hold me." I don't know what you're expecting from Nicholas Hoult in this trailer. Like, holding back? I don't think he's holding back.
I mean, at this point, you're asking him to show you the whole film. Like, it's supposed to be a trailer. It's not supposed to give you everything, just a little bit of something.
I wasn't really expecting much from that. I mean, like I said, Corn Sweat. That's what you didn't want to hold back, and they didn't. And again, it laid out the story a little better. And like I said, I got my action shots. So I'm on board so far. We're pretty much with this. We're gonna see if it's an uneven experience, because just my experience with James Gunn films, I may have an uneven experience. But let's see here. More the engineer. I definitely appreciate that. Let's see.
I don't see that. Yeah,
it's gonna be an interesting shot.
I want to know what this is right there. That split the waters.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
What is that?
It looks like it's either a type of Kryptonian type of thing, or I don't know. Like it looks like it's warping and it's cutting through the city. I don't know. It's pretty weird.
Yeah. From the kaiju, they're saying, "Oh, okay, I can see that."
Could be, yeah, that makes sense.
It comes from the depths of Hades. They get your leg.
That's all I need. Yeah, that's all I needed from Lex right there. He goes,
I need more legs.
You talking about somebody losing it? I feel like we're gonna see him lose it before Superman.
So I'm thinking he goes back to Smallville and gets cleaned up. Oh yeah, she cleans his suit, right? She says it. And again, I think all this is out of sequence, but this is kind of one ugly.
But on the teaser trailer, right? And I think I said it a little bit after that when we saw some of the stills and stuff. This reminds me of, remember Young Justice, the clones that they were working on in Cadmus. That Lex, he had the Cadmus labs and all that stuff. I forgot what they were called. Genomorphs. It kind of looks like that, and that's essentially what creates Superboy, Connor Kent. They used that DNA with Lex's and Clark's.
I'm just joking with you, Hayward, about that. Yeah, I was just joking with you about the legs part. Then you have just plain comments. Oh, just chilling over James Gunn. Then where have you been for like 5 years on my channel? Like,
yeah,
we don't do generalized BS like that. Like, go on somewhere with that, man.
Shout out to the Big Belly Burger. That thing has been around.
Yeah, go on somewhere with that. If everything is A or B, you like this element, so that means you're a shield. You don't like it, that means you're a hater. Like, bro, that's so cartoon, kindergarten, candy coated type thinking.
Pick a side.
I don't do that on my channel. Yeah, like I said, I mean, maybe people's life is that simple. That's just how you see things, but we got grander conversations over here, man. We don't do that. We don't do that. And I think I've seen this person in the chat before, so I don't know where I don't know how. Well, no, I'm actually not shy. People could watch hours and hours of my videos and still, don't listen to anything I said. So we don't do that over here, bro. We articulate. You know what I'm saying? If it's an absolute thing, if you just like DC comic books, you're a shield for James Gunn. That's childish to me. Okay, that's childish. That really is. So yeah, you probably just shouldn't comment no more in the chat. To be quite honest with you, but I'm just saying, man, it's like coming like because I appreciate when people, and I've always done this on my platform as far as having an open opinion. I always just ask you, tell me why you don't like something. The CW stuff, that's not really landing. This trailer that I'm watching, right now. So I'm sorry, that's not landing with me. The stuff that doesn't land with me, you know what I'm saying, I can articulate. I know everybody can't do that, but anyway, I just wanted to address it real quick. Go ahead, Carlos. I know if you was trying to say something, but
no, we're good.
That's just lazy narrative.
It needed to be said, bro. It needed to be said.
It's lazy narratives. You know what I mean? That's what irritates me more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If everything's got to fit your point of view, then I don't know how old you are, but one day you're going to realize that there's different opinions.
Or not, or they won't.
No, everyone won't. That's true. That's true. But anyway, I won't spend too much time on that. That's why I didn't highlight your comment, because it's just lazy. There's other channels you can do your lazy stuff over there. Right. Go do that. Anyway. All right. Kaiju looks cheap. They're saying, this is a finished shot as much as they can right now. I wonder. Let me kind of go back.
Oh my goodness. I would just stop reading.
I mean, he's an ugly dude. I get you on that. CW Flash cinematography is better.
That's that. I had to stop reading, bro. I had to stop reading. That's just crazy to me. Like,
come on now.
They actually had lightsabers in the Flash, man. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, what? Like, what? Come on, man.
Kaiju's not scoring any points with anyone. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a finished shot. If that's a finished shot, yeah, we have to see how that ends up with that. But yeah, just no lazy narratives out there, y'all. That's getting really old. I don't think it looks that bad. I'll be quite honest with you. I don't think it looks that bad.
I don't think a kaiju is supposed to look good, anyways. It's a monster.
Like a hand.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's like a hand. I'm trying to catch it.
No, yeah, it's a hand. Look at it right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch it. That's what. Yeah, there you go.
I like the nonchalantness of Guy Gardner, and with him using the ring, like that's kind of that's what he is. That's how he portrays it. Like, yeah, whoosh, doosh, yeah. He like backhand that Jeep.
They don't like. What he did. So they don't like how it looks because it's a light colored monster. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I mean, I remember when people made such a fuss when Doomsday was revealed. I'm just like, bro, I don't know y'all want pretty monsters. I don't know what people want in these films. Like people complain about Doomsday, the kaiju. It's like, bro, you want everything to look like Godzilla? I guess. I guess that costs money. The suits look baggy and ugly. He says, "Okay, all right. Let's go. Here. Kaijus are monsters, but they can still look well detailed. Or am I wrong? So it doesn't look detailed. Okay, let's go back. See, I like when people find their words and don't just use. I hate it. It's ugly.
I think it's pretty detailed.
That's a pretty detailed look. Right
yeah.
there.
I just think.
Motion.
Yeah, I think also like I'm saying, I think there's more to this kaiju than what we're being shown. Like I think obviously it seems like with the way the trailer was put together, Lex had something to do with this, right? So maybe there's multiple
detail, guys. I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you wanted the kaiju to have a prettier face or something. I don't know. Oh, okay. Here we go. So this looks cheap, and this is a serious question. I'm talking. Yeah. This looks cheap. People are saying CGI doesn't look good, cheap, or maybe unfinished. This may be an unfinished shot. That could be, but I can't just say, oh,
maybe a polish over. Maybe a polish over it's gonna get. But I don't know.
That looks pretty detailed to me.
Yeah, it looks decent.
They want it to look like Godzilla. Well, yeah, you're not gonna get Godzilla. You're definitely not. You're definitely not getting that. So if you're comparing it to Godzilla, then I think. Yeah. See, it looks ugly design. I don't. Okay.
I'm sticking to my guns, man. I keep looking at this shot and it just keeps reminding me of a Xenomorph. It does, man. It's. I think it's gonna lead because I know eventually we're gonna get a Titans film. It's gonna lead into Superboy, Connor Kent. I really do think that. Yeah.
That looks detailed. I don't know. Let's see. The CGI is off.
I don't see it.
Let's see. Why are the fights happening in the middle of the city? Okay, like
just lift them up. I mean,
again, we're gonna do the lazy narrative stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they made fun of BVS, so I need to make fun of it. Like that's really what that is. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about what we have here. Let's not. You're not scoring points on people from 2016.
Yeah.
Trying to use the same lazy narratives they use. You see what I'm saying? And again, that's on my content. I understand. Again, there's other channels that they want to use these lazy narratives, thinking they're getting back at the bullies that picked on them, when they were younger. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Dave, 1.2 billion is crazy. He said this film needs to make 1.2 billion in $2033.
I don't
to succeed.
I don't understand what that means. Yeah.
What?
But I don't understand what that means. Like it's like no, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just maybe some people need like an intervention. Like you used to get picked on in school, and then you come back after you graduated from college and got a job, and like you're gonna get back at your bullies. Like what's going on here, man? All right. Got the hot girl.
Ooh, man. I got to give a shout out to her, man. She is working. Alien Romulus.
Oh, yeah, Dave. I'm sorry, one second. Dave, I wasn't talking about your joke with the inflation, Dave. I was talking about the lazy comments other people were saying. It's like, bro, either going to have a conversation or we're going to be in our feelings. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But no, Dave, I know was joking about inflation.
Oh no! Okay, so that's what the 1.2 billion comes from. Okay, I get it. I get it. I didn't know it was. Yeah, that's my bad. I didn't read like.
But yeah, go ahead. What you saying with the hot girl?
No, that we gotta shout her out, bro. Like she's been doing work. She got The Last of Us, Alien Romulus. She's been shooting this while she was shooting Last of Us while they were doing the Spider-Man films. Madam Web, she was in there. she was shooting Last of Us, and then from Last of Us, she was shooting this. So like she's been freaking working.
Yeah, she's been busy. So that's
what
this
hell?
Tessmacher taking a selfie while Ultraman is fighting in the background, fighting Superman. That's your Gunnism right there. When people like, oh,
okay, Jimmy and Clark. I love to see this. I missed the Jimmy and Clark like friendship. Like, you know, I need to see, as a Superman fan, like that's dope, man. They had it in Smallville. They had it obviously, you know, in a lot of other things. Like this is cool, man. Even Superman and Lois, they showed a little bit of Jimmy and Clark friendship, you know.
That selfie shot was silly.
Yeah. Nah, definitely was.
That's literally something James Gunn would do. It's like, okay, man, that's Gunn. That's Gunn for you. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to, because this is the point of conversation, is to let's actually talk about, because we could do the cookie cutter thing. I hate all the suits. I just hate the suits. It's like, okay, well, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. Either you like the suit or you don't. But what's actually in front of us, I think that's what we should be talking about.
Right.
Mike was saying they're there to help destroy the Snyderverse, though. Well, I don't understand. Like, that narrative, it was them nitpicking. Yeah. It was the audience. It was the overall word of mouth for BVS, and you had a combination of things. The critics, you had a whole combination of things that stopped the Snyderverse, right?
Not showing up to Black Adam, not showing up to the Flash.
I mean, that would have helped. That would have helped. With Black Adam. But as far as just saying people making fun of a trailer, that's not what stopped the Snyderverse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, I don't know what people are expecting. Like, if they were petty in 2016, I don't know, you being petty right now, I don't know what that's going to do for you.
Yeah.
Personally, you know what I'm saying? This film's going to do what it's going to do, but like I said, I'm not going to be some kind of court gesture and say, oh, it's revenge because they made fun of a film I like. I'm not. I don't do that. That's just not. That's not fun to me. No, I'm just saying. I know other channels do it, and like I said, have fun. Have fun. In the circus. Anyway, right. I'm just saying, it's lazy, man. It's lazy, but I know that's what people want. I know people want lazy stuff. Anyway, Tessmacher, Tex, and Jimmy. Okay, we're talking about spoil. Okay, I guess you.
Yeah.
I thought it was great to choose to use daylight. Night CGI is easier to cheat, so they got my respect on CGI. Well, that's been a long range of films where the color grade is darker because you could do more CGI. So this is a risk that Gunn is making this film lighter, because certain things will probably stand out.
And not many movies, like you're saying, does that. So like for us at the naked eye, when we're looking at it, it stands out like something is not off, but like not there because of that, and maybe that's the start of something different,
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see if it lands, but that's what I said. A lot of these shots, I think it's got to be in context, for what they're going for. So, right. But yeah, I guess that's a standout shot. People like to miss Tessmacher selfie, so it's all good. Interesting angle here. Okay,
that was a crazy shot. Seeing the engineer materialize.
That's crazy. Yeah.
At first, when I saw it, I thought it was dirt. When I realized it's materializing.
So that's the thing. In the comics, engineer is kind of like the liquid metal, Terminator 2, right?
Yeah.
This is more of like a dirt coal or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it's kind of looking like.
I've been on a Smallville binge. It reminds me of Milton Fine on that show. When he materializes from that black ooze almost. That's kind of what it looks like. That's why it keeps on like throwing back in my head. Like I keep asking about Brainiac because it's like it has that almost that same feel and electronic, all that stuff. So nanotech particles, yeah.
So
Nanotech particles, yeah.
Was in the comics, yeah, and I'm sure it'll be like this too. But visually, he's doing something different with this character here, which is interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, look at that.
Superman's he's like, what the hell is this?
What the heck, right? Let's see. There's more Luther for you. Who was I making fun of? Was that Hayward? More Luther for you. You said there wasn't enough Luther. Hey.
Not the Luther Corp Cup, man. Come on, man.
Oh man.
Is that a
let's see. It's the T-Sphere, I think. Ship, ain't it? Oh. Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute.
That was too quick of a flash right there.
Hold on. That looks like a. Okay. Yeah, can we go back to where they're at? Because it could be that Lois saved Superman with Mr. Terrific.
Oh, you think she's in the ship with him to the Pocket Universe or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, because that looks. Is this Gunn's version of a Phantom Zone? Could it be? No? Am I way off there?
No, I don't think it's a Phantom Zone. It's definitely that Pocket Universe. What is this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that looks crazy.
Like, it's like outside the Pocket Universe. So.
Outside. Okay.
See, I'm trying to get. This happened so fast. I'm trying to see what is going on. This is Superman, yeah.
Yeah, but what shot him? That's the thing. Like, we can't even see. That just looks like a building there. Like,
that's a robot?
I can't. Yeah.
It's hard to see.
Yep. That is.
Let's see.
Yeah.
It's like a.
You know what? It could be that guy who shadowed out. That's locked up next to him. Is a reason why we're not seeing this. Kind of like the No Way Home vibes with seeing the lizard being kicked and there's somebody there kicking him type of thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, and that's a shot from the thing. I guess they made up after the fight.
Like I said, I feel like there's going to be a little rift between them because of the point of views of things, and then that's what's going to bring them all together,
More crypto.
That's such a.
So he's in Smallville. Okay, so that makes sense. Went back home right there.
Yeah, that's nuts. Let me see. Oh yeah, look,
I'm hiccuping here. And my connection. That's probably means I need to start wrapping up and I start getting those Kentucky spikes. I guess final thoughts on the trailer and in the chat. Last minute comments or questions, throw it in the chat. Please use more in your vocabulary than suit, CGI, baggy. go ahead.
I mean, to be real, I don't want to see anything else. I kind of just like, we're so close to the film now. Just let it rock. We've seen, some of the different elements of the film. I'm okay with just writing out to the film and just letting it do its thing. It's dope seeing, Rick Flag Sr. I think that's dope seeing him in there. You see the connectivity. I think it was smart releasing that Peacemaker trailer to kind of know where it lands, dropping it before this. So we know, okay, we're seeing the connectivity now, and I think a lot of people leaving this may go lean into Peacemaker. I think one of the biggest W's I guess Gunn could say is having you more interested in Peacemaker. I think that's that's pretty big, but yeah, man, I'm excited to see what we're gonna get out of this Superman. So, yeah,
I think Gunn he showed us everything he needed to. Like I said, my experience with Gunn's films, I still feel like I have an idea where he's going to kind of have his Gunnisms.
Yeah.
Will that, interrupt my experience? Like that's, you got to see the film to see what happens. But all the story all the story beats are lining up with what we kind of heard, what I heard before. So I'm pretty sure I know the film I'm getting. I just wanted to see a little more action. So he gave us that in this trailer. So and like everyone's saying, he shouldn't show much else more. Probably some TV spots and things like that, but you know what I mean? Like, don't give too much away here. But the story's been out there though. Just like the story has been out there overall. Like I said, the positives, I like we see in the range of Corn Sweat, engineer, some finished CGI shots, and action shots. I think those are the positives. If there's a negative, I mean, it could be some unfinished shots there, but I don't be looking as hard as like a lot of people do. Like, I don't, but just the points that I kind of paused in, I didn't think the CGI looked that bad, to be quite honest. I guess one danger with Corn Sweat, will he come across too emotional? I think that's a fine line. That will, again, we won't know till we see the film. But that's probably the only negative. I'm like, Gunn is playing with a fine line where, you don't want Superman to be too emotional, in my opinion. I don't, I wouldn't. But some good shots here. This is like a summer film to me. I guess y'all get like high budget TV films every year. I guess I don't know the way people are saying. This is on TV. This would be a crazy TV movie. My goodness.
This guy.
Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Let's see. I'm still not seeing it.
He could have been a Superboy alternatively, in my opinion. Yeah, I got
Superboy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. See, trailer. More excited. Like Corn Sweat does the voice switch. Yeah, that was cool. He got in character as Superman and switching back.
That was pretty cool to see, because Gunn did mention about like how, I know we keep going back to Reeves, but like how Christopher Reeves, he in that one scene where he's like, Lois is in the other room and he's like gonna tell her his secret, he takes the glasses off and his shoulders like he changes his posture and everything. Like we see that here a little bit, when he's talking to Lois in that interview, which that's such a Superman thing to me. Like that, I guess that's why it really grabs me. And I was like, oh shoot, okay, like we're really going there.
Yeah. Like the Gunnisms, and that's the main thing. That's I consistently like what Hayward says right here. That's what's going to determine my overall experience. Is like I said, like the crypto moment and the sneak peek and things like that. The dialogue wasn't that bad in this trailer. I didn't like the robots, the dialogue of the robots in the sneak peek. I didn't have that problem here in this trailer. I said the action looks good. This is a different version of Superman. So it's the Gunnisms. It's the Gunnisms that's gonna make or break this film for me personally. So So we shall see. We shall see. Definitely fits the summer theme. Fantastic Four. Okay. Cool. We'll come back for the Fantastic Four videos then. How about that? How about that? But no, interesting. To be quite honest, this didn't look bad. This actually didn't look bad.
You really had to like, if you were really trying to find something bad about this, you really had to like sit there and like pull something out of it, Like
highly. I'm just joking with you, man. I got a dark sense of humor. I'm sorry. go ahead,
man. But yeah, man. Like it did its job, Like you said, like we got the Corn Sweat, we got some of the other heroes, which I think that was cool. Like I know I said earlier, like I kind of wish we got a little bit more of them, but what this trailer did was make you more interested, like how you said earlier, like, okay, damn, like these other heroes are here. Why is it Superman only getting this criticism and they're not? Like something like that. Like it makes you want to dive more deeper into the story. So
Yeah, it's I mean, it presents it out there, this story, and yeah, I'm not like, oh, this is gonna win the summer. I'm just me personally. I'm not there, but I think this is gonna do decent. I actually think it's gonna do. No, it didn't like tank itself, because that's all all you can do is kind of hurt yourself when it comes to like marketing, and people are gonna show up. I think again for the brand recognition of Superman.
Yeah,
all the internet's talking about this right now. Okay. And then you got the name recognition, James Gunn. That's going to bring his fans. So this trailer could have hurt it if it was a bad trailer. This is not a bad trailer.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a bad trailer. I think as much as they could finish with the shots, I think it looks presentable.
So that building that Clark's walking into, I just noticed that's the Daily Planet, right? They didn't use the original Daily Planet sphere, because it showed the building going upward when he walks in, and it just shows like a V on there. I wonder if that's going to change.
On a different building, probably, or
could be. Yeah, it could be.
Because we saw the set of the Daily Planet. I'm not sure what part you talking about.
So hold on, we'll see.
It's a different shot.
Yeah, we'll get there. I think it's a little bit after this while he's walking into the building.
Okay.
Yeah. So right.
Let's see. Mr. Terrific don't look bad at all. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Mr. Terrific, that's straight from the comic.
Right.
They had a chance to look cheesy, but it looks halfway decent. Did we pass the shot you was talking about?
No, I'm still looking for it.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a quick shot. I think it's coming up. Should be coming up soon. Yeah, it could have been another building, but the way that they laid it out, they were inside the building, and then it shot up. So unless this one right here. I don't know if that was the Daily Planet, because it looked like I know from the post credit, the early shots that we got, there was people in the building, and it looked like it was the newsroom, looking outside to this thing. So I thought that was the Daily Planet. So
we know you got the Globe when they have the Daily Planet on that, but interesting stuff. Interesting. Like I said, I mean, I don't think this trailer, just kind of final thought. I don't think this trailer hurt the film. I'll say that. I mean, if you weren't on board prior, I don't think it. Like I said, I didn't expect it to change anyone's mind. But I think any issues I had, like baggy suit, I think you got the best look of the suit, and it's a Superman suit. So yeah, I don't think this hurt. I don't think this really hurt anything. It's just more of when it drops, and will the people show up for it? It's in the can now, so less than 2 months away. Interesting stuff. As we close this out, Carlos, anything coming up for you before this weekend here?
So actually last night I officially started re-gaming The Last of Us 2. So what I'm doing is I'm live streaming me playing, and then on the next day I come in, go on StreamYard and stuff like that, and compare the live show of season 2 to game 2, and I'm doing like comparable shots. And then on top of that, I started iRacing. So RTP is a part of the iRacing side of things, trying to make myself ready for Daytona coming next year. So got a lot of stuff coming up with that, with some new merch coming out with some racing logos of RTP as well. So pretty cool, man. A lot of stuff coming down the pipelines, and I'm ready for the film, man. I'm ready for Superman and a lot of these. So let's go.
I think what's going to get a lot of people is, again, it's the Superman brand recognition.
Yep.
James Gunn name recognition. I think just out of curiosity, I think people are going to check out this film. I think that's where it's at. you know, you got Marvel getting his act back together, so you know they're going to show up for Fantastic Four.
Right.
And you know, and everyone knows what I feel with Jurassic World. I mean, I think that's, you know, instant billion for that film. So it's gonna be an interesting summer, man. I mean, hey, I win because I'm watching all these films in theaters. So
Right.
we'll see what everyone else
Multiple
decides
times.
to do.
Multiple times in theaters.
Interesting discourse, as I said. Appreciate those in the chat. And I said, those that wants to have a constructive conversation about it, like, you know what I mean? Like I said, hey, there's other places where people don't want that. They already have their pre-baked thoughts on everything. That's just not my platform, right? Maybe so a few people probably knew finding this. I like to actually talk about different nuances, and that's not for everyone, right? So, like I said, appreciate those rocking with it. Smash the like, make sure you still subscribe. We're going to be covering, as far as on my main YouTube channel, a wider range of DC film, CBM, and things of that nature. Those who are tuning in on the Superman channel, it's going to be more Superman coverage in the near future, and some rewatches that we're going to be talking about some Superman projects over there. So let's see. Did someone sneak in a conversation or a question? What's a win class as box office? This film needs to get over 700 million.
Yeah.
I don't see them being able to spend anything less than that now. They've raised the stakes up themselves. That's what it's like. Zaza kind of needs to just shut up, but it's like he's raising the stakes because 550 to 600 was a comfortable number. I'm being told that's not the case anymore. So we will see. We will see what happens, man. Appreciate Carlos helping me out with this one.
Of course, man.
Per usual. Much love to Still Nation. We're gonna slide on out of here again until next time. And man, the world's talking about Superman, y'all. Take that for what you will.
Good or bad, they're talking about Superman. I think it's gonna resemble a lot what's going on in the film as well. I think that's how it's gonna be in the film.
We shall see.
Yeah. So
we are here, y'all.
Watchmen forever vigilant, steady watching and listening, disciplined, militant, killing these dudes that started visiting. What's the latest word, yo, still we need to know. Tell us what you heard, yo, still we need to know. The ins and outs, who's walking out, buying in, we need to know. Your thoughts on what's new, what you do to stream a hell of a show. Let's go. One hell of a show, let's go. Let's go.